Hello and welcome to the preview show to the 13th and final round of what has been a fascinating World Rally Championship season from Australia. Now, joining me, Lewis Moya. But Lewis, before we talk about Australia, let's look back at what was an incredible rally, Spain. Sébastien Loeb, obviously, let's start with him. He came back after competing previously in Mexico and Corsica, and things didn't go his way then. He turned up in Spain and, by his own admission, had a bit of rust to knock off. We didn't think he was going to turn up and win the rally, though.
He had 8 victories in Spain in the past. Someone asked me at the beginning of the rally, he said, "Luis, do you think Sébastien Loeb can win?" And I was very honest. I said, no, I don't think so. Why? Because he needs kilometers in the car. This is not rally cross. This is not Dakar. It's completely different. He has not done it for the last 6 years. So I never expected this to happen.
It was mind-blowing to see Seb come back and win in the Citroen C3 and WRC. And for me, that says there was absolutely nothing wrong with that car. Lots of people saying, yeah, the C3 perhaps isn't on the same pace as the Toyota or the Hyundai or the M Sport Ford, but actually, it proved that the car's competitive.
Absolutely, and I think Citroen was demoralized, for this season, the last season. Things were not going right, and I'm sure they were thinking, are we having the right car or not? They proved, Sebastian and Daniel, they proved the car is very competitive. On gravel and on tarmac. This rally is the only mixed event in the championship, so they prove it. So we know it's a good car.
It was an incredible weekend for Sébastien Loeb, taking his 79th career victory. Will we see him again next year? We certainly hope so, but we have to talk about Ott Tanak at Toyota. Now, on day one in Spain, he was absolutely flying, untouchable. Nobody could come near him, but it wasn't until we moved on to Saturday when the rain came and we went to tarmac, he picked up a puncture. And really that ended any chance of not just a rally win, but I think as well taking the championship. There's still an outside chance, but I think it's unlikely.
No, it's unlikely because 2 drivers have to fail in front of him, but the rally he was doing was amazing, like he did this year in the second half of the season. He was going to win all the rallies, also West Rally GB, apart from he had a problem, a mechanical failure, but he would have won there as well, and here. And I bet he's probably the favourite for Australia, so we have to consider the possibility that he can win the championship. Small, but we have to think about it.
His teammate Jari-Matti Latvala did a great job as well. He picked up a puncture on day one. He was devastated. I mean, I've never seen him that animated about something going wrong in a rally car, but he was really fired up. He decided pretty much, I can't win this rally anymore. He said, I could have won it, but I can't do it anymore. Well, actually, by Saturday night, he was leading the rally, but it all went wrong for him when he picked up another puncture on stage 17, the penultimate stage of the rally, when he was fighting for victory. And really then he had to play the team game. He dropped back behind Ott Tanak, eventually finishing 8th. So it wasn't the best weekend for Toyota, which has certainly opened the door for Hyundai in the Manufacturers' Championship. Speaking of Hyundai, give us your assessment of what Thierry Neuville got up to in Spain and what you thought of his performance.
He was not doing bad. Apart from the puncture he had on the last stage, obviously he was maybe unlucky with a stone on the road, but on the first day he was opening the road. We know it's always tricky to open the road. You have to clean the road for the rest. But he was doing quite well. He was there. The fight was with him and Ogier. He wanted to be in front of Ogier. Unfortunately, at the end for him, he couldn't. Ogier did a fantastic event as well.
Sébastien Ogier did a mind-blowing event, as did his teammate Elvin Evans, eventually finishing 2nd and 3rd to taking strong Manufacturers' Championship points, but elevating Sébastien Ogier into the lead of the championship. We go to Australia with Ogier and Neuville separated by just 3 points, and it's game on. So lots to play for as we head for the final round of the World Rally Championship in Australia. We've been going there since 1989. Originally, Juha Kankkunen took the first ever win there. Well, we go there now in 2018. Thierry Neuville has only won once. Sébastien Ogier critically 3 times. As you well know, you were with Volkswagen when he did it. I mean, I think when you weigh it all up, I guess it's kind of advantage Sébastien Ogier at the moment.
Definitely, because also he has won 5 times the world title. So this pressure is gone. But now he's first on the road in Australia. Obviously, the road will be cleaner for Neuville. But in Australia, even though they give sometimes 4 minutes between the cars because of the dust, it could be dusty. So that could benefit Sébastien. We have to wait and see.
Dust has always been an issue in Australia because the surface is so dry and sandy. Yes, we do see that road cleaning effect, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, but the dust hangs in the air. If there's no wind, it just hangs there. So being first on the road is actually an advantage. Time will tell on that, but that could play into Sébastien Ogier's hands. The road cleaning effect, yes, Sébastien Ogier is going to have to clean the road, but there's not a massive difference between the first and the second car. So Thierry Neuville's going to have a disadvantage there too.
Yeah, he will have a disadvantage. And who is coming behind Thierry Neuville? Otanak. He's third on the road. He will have a bit more clean the road. And I bet, he will be going for all the points. He would try to get 30, 25 for the rally, 5 for the power stage. But let's see. I mean, it will be so exciting event Australia.
The thing about Otanak is he never gives up. As we saw in Rally Spain, he went on to take the power stage win. He said, my championship's over, but he went out, took the power stage win and went, well, I'll take the points just in case, and he'll be doing exactly the same thing in Australia. It's a unique event, isn't it? And it's tough on the teams because it's such a long way from home. Jet lag sets in, all of this kind of stuff. We're working on different time zones. It's not just challenging for the drivers, but for the team personnel as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a difficult event. It's complicated. It's far away, as you said, but it's a beautiful event, though. Beautiful event in the East Coast. Fantastic. I love it, Coffs Harbour. I love it around there. And Russell Crowe, by the way, lives around there as well.
He does.
He never came to visit us in the rally. I hope he does, but he never came.
Well, I cannot wait to turn up in Australia and crown a World Rally Champion. It's going to be one of those events where you're going to be delighted for whoever wins it, but gutted for who doesn't, because I think really Sébastien Ogier and Thierry Neuville, they both deserve the World Championship this year. It's been absolutely mind-blowing. I certainly hope as well it goes all the way down to the final stage, the power stage. We will be back on Friday, the 16th of November for our first show. I'll be joined by Matthew Wilson for the finale of what has been a scintillating World Rally Championship. We will see you then from Lewis and myself. Goodbye. Joining me, Lewis Moya. But Lewis, before we talk about Australia, let's look back at what was an incredible Rally Spain. Sébastien Loeb, obviously.